Guys, we are back, and as you can see by the ridiculous change, let's see if I can actually bring up the old one. Okay, so this is the old one. We got ourselves 134,000 Ottoman troops, 46,000 Venetian enemy troops, 57,000 French, 88,000 Austrian. That's the big scary thing that I was faced with last time, but this time, since then, England and Austria went to war with France, and France crushed Austria because England didn't come to help. So you can see England went from 67,000 down to 58,000, while France went from 57 down to 25. Austria went from 88 over here down to 11,000 over here. Whereas my alliance of Castile, Portugal, and Savoy, also Hungary, Poland, Lithuania, and Denmark, although all of the Eastern powers are ignoring me right now, but they're still very friendly and they'll rejoin me later. My alliance didn't lose anything, so I'm taking my 54,000 plus Castile and Portugal's 100,000, and we're going to go crush France together. So the current war, the Ottomans are not part of it. It's France versus England and Austria, and myself versus France. Now, France is crazy rich, like unbelievably rich, and they're always crazy rich, which means they can fund a lot of mercenaries. So just because they have no army and no manpower doesn't mean they're out. Okay? If it comes down to a point where they're completely out of manpower and I'm completely out of manpower and we both just have to throw money at mercenaries, they're going to win because they're really good at throwing money at mercenaries. But I think as long as England and Austria are still at war, I can keep sieging up their territory and doing really well. So that's the current plan. The current wars, as you can see, boom. Looks like Austria is still fighting France. And me and these guys are all fighting France together. Also, Castile has made peace with Algiers. I don't think they got any territory from it. Maybe they got Ceuta and Tangiers and Casablanca. I don't know if they already had those or not. I kind of forget. Although we do have screenshots, so we can find out. It looks like, yeah, it looks like Ceuta is new, so they got at least one territory. This one. And the Ottomans didn't lose any troops. They just kind of marched across Europe and were like, "Hi guys, how's it going?" And then we all just pieced out. We're like, "Okay, fine. You're the Ottomans. We get it. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out." So I have 762 administrative power, and I'd like to keep creeping towards the next idea group because I want to get that that diplomatic idea started. Whoa, I'm getting defensive? I didn't realize. That's crazy. Oh, I already have 3 ideas. Wow, I'm much further into this playthrough than I thought. Look at this, I'm already almost maxed out on ideage. The next one is going to be yearly legitimacy, which isn't super important. Anyway, so there you have it. So there are a couple alternatives as to how to fight this war with France. I could blanket siege everything. And that would go really poorly for me because we take, let's see, 1% attrition on anything we siege. Or I could just sit back and siege a couple of territories while keeping my regular troops in my own territory because I'm out of manpower. Anything I send into France is permanently going to die. So I'm just going to siege up using only mercenaries while I sit back with my regular troops and just defend the mercenary sieges. So that's the current plan. I also set my 2 idle diplomats over to go improve relations with these 2 guys, and then I'll improve relations with them. And I'm just going to go around the circle improving relations because I don't remember where I left off on that circle, so I might as well just go through the whole thing again. So anyway, I'm going to split this siege and siege up. Actually, we'll split it exactly in half. Siege those 2 territories, keep everyone in Savoy and Franche-Comté, and reinforce if I need to. Siege. Da, 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 da. Looks like I won a battle. Didn't know I was in one, but I won it, so that's good. I can't believe Austria lost all of their troops. Like, who else is Austria fighting? Just France. France had way fewer troops than Austria, and they were fighting England at the same time, and they managed to kill every one of the Austrian troops. That's how scary it is to fight France, so be careful about the fighting of the French in general. We got a new legal heir who's really terrible. Heir falls ill. Well, I hope he dies, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna let him die if I can. Yep, he died. So he was a terrible heir. I'm not sad that he's dead. Although I'd hate to be in a regency council. I've got a lot of royal marriages specifically the Hansa. So it's funny because the Hansa live way up by Denmark. This is them, the Hansa. Why are they down here fighting fighting me? Those silly rabbits. Tricks are for kids. For serious. I hate when Portugal and other giant armies just walk around through my territory killing off my men. It's not right. I'm going to overly commit to winning one cardinal. Looks like France is trying to pick a fight, but I'm not going to let them if I can avoid it. We're just slow sieging things on the edge of the realm. So how's my money? I'm losing a lot of money. Do I have advisors that I don't need? I got this expensive military power advisor, but I am going for the military idea, so it is important that I get military tech points. Look at that, 12,000 French army. It's funny because the entire French army size is like 14,000 or something, so that's like almost their whole army. So it's going to die at some point. Let's just hope that it doesn't die fighting me. Look at these giant Aragon troops coming over to siege up France. So we don't want frickin' Portugal to siege the French territory that's right on the border with me. So let's split this in half and go up there, and split this and go up there too. I'm trying, like, it seems like if I were Portugal, there's nothing that you can core, so why even fight? But if you're gonna fight just to help your friends, running in and causing attrition on their armies isn't the right way to do it, and sieging up the territories that I obviously want is also not the right way to do it. And they agree. Look at how good the AI is in this game. They're like, oh, you wanted this territory? I'll move out. They just let me have it. That's so nice. That's exactly what they should do. There's no benefit to them in sieging a territory that I want, and it's great. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so we're going to get this diplomat back because Portugal is now at max friendliness with us. So once he comes back, we're gonna try to max out the friendliness of whoever's next on the list. Probably Aragon. Do. Ooh, nice. Okay, so Aragon is next on our list. Improve relations with Aragon. After that, we'll go for Britain because they're right here. And I really got to stop taking all this attrition damage with these guys right here. I'll split them in half. This is all just Castile and Portugal think that it's really important to stand in that territory right there. Alright, so we got that one. We can move on. I don't really need... I'm not at war with anyone but France themselves, so I don't really need that. I just want to get everything that's on the border with me. So I'll move up. Siege up all the border provinces and let my allies siege the rest. I haven't decided if I'm going to go for an early peace or a late peace. You can really screw yourself by waiting too long and having all your allies take separate pieces. But on the other hand, you can get an awful lot of territory off of France with a successful war, and we might not get more chances to succeed in war. So who do I want to kiss on the mouth next? Looks like Corsica is important, but I think we're already improving relations with them. Provence is not going to take vassalization, and I want to kill them, so there's no sense in improving relations with them, right? Although I did already improve relations significantly with Provence, so I might as well keep it up. I don't really know why I'm improving relations with Provence, but it's a decision I made in the past, and it must have been a good one, because I'm a genius in the past, right? And next would be Tuscany. We're just kind of starting from the left and going to the right. Anyone that we've improved relations with before, we're improving it back up to 100 just to kind of do maintenance improvements so that we don't have to think too much about what to do with our diplomats. We'll just kind of do what needs doing. Alright, these guys can go up here. Something about religion. Alright, we want to send some troops up to there to reinforce any sieges that need protection. And then I'll put 25,000 men in French Comté. I'm trying to do all of the sieging, as I said before, with my mercenaries, so that's why it's coming a little bit slow. We have finally managed to convert the faith of some Zundgau. I would call it Sungayu because that's how it's spelled, but apparently it's Zungao. Thank you for informing me of this pronunciation. Tidbit, the bit of tid. I think that's it. In this war, that's the only territory I can gain except for Ansbach. Ansbach! Which I don't think I can safely siege without sending 20,000 men. So let's send 20,000 men up to Ansbach, and then put the rest right there in Beroe, or Beroe, or I don't know how to pronounce anything. That's why it's your job to tell me. Tell me how to pronounce things, and I'll make an effort to try to remember. Not a huge effort, but a little effort. So let's see if there's any more religionatudinousness that needs religionatudinous-ing. Nope, no more religionatudinousness. And I could 860. I'm getting close to the point where I need to do something with that. But I could embrace the Counter-Reformation and blah 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 and try to stay. Ooh, look at that. Form Sardinia Piedmont. I need to take Sardinia. That's all I need is to take Sardinia. That should be easy. That's of course it's owned by one of my allies. That's why I haven't done that. Anyway. And it's not that big of a reward either. It's just like some prestige. It's just like a little hint of what you might want to do as Savoy. I like how they give you missions that are really just like, you know, you could try this. It might be fun. So, in this war, the Hansa are the only other ones that can get a separate piece. See this little red dove? That means that they can't get separate pieces. So, this is owned by the Hansa? Oh, well, I'm going to go crush the Hansa then. Duh. So we'll split this army up, and then I should have hired more mercenaries to do this siege. Okay, missionary strength is -8% because the Reformation is in full-fledgedness. The fledgedness of the Reformation is in full. It's fledgedness. It's fledging. Ooh, inflation reduction. This is money I don't have, though. So, ooh, +20 army tradition. I love when you... so I'm playing this multiplayer game, and I love as France, you start off with 100 army tradition. I can just get ridiculously good generals. So I'm dumping money into army tradition. I like that idea. We're going to grant military access to who knows who. And then the question is, do I want to spend a whole bunch of money to get a really good administrative advisor? I think I'm going to need to save the money for the war. But I'll get him later. I don't want him to retake this territory, but it looks like he's busy fighting other people. So do I want to be greedy and try to get a separate peace with the Hansa before I peace out with France? I think I do. And it looks like Castile agrees with me. Man, the Hansa has some serious forts up here. It takes 4,000 men to siege that. Oh, papacy. Making me papa. Yay, we got a 244 air. That's great. So we're dumping a lot of money into these sieges by using mercenaries instead of our standard troops. I don't know that we need to because there's no fighting. So the idea of using mercenaries is that they get killed off quickly, so their high maintenance doesn't matter. But if they're not going to get killed off quickly, then their high maintenance really does matter quite a bit. One more and we get the land attrition thing. That land attrition thing is quite powerful. It used to be 50% reduction in land attrition, but now it's less. I'm taking 0.3% attrition here. I don't think that's enough to really worry about, but I'm going to worry about it anyway, just for fun. Oh no! England. I guess it's fine. England wants that territory. And at some point, I'm gonna sack some of these mercs. At some point, England's gonna get a separate peace from me, and then I'll be able to take the territory back, unless I'm peace out earlier than that. I like to peace out of things early, just in general. Looks like the war is going quite well, sir. France is down to 3,000 men. Somebody has ended their I bet I bet somebody just pieced out the Hansa, which caused them to break their alliance with France. Which is interesting and everything, but it's only going to matter for next war. They're already in this one. Can't do anything about it. Alright, another successful siege. So we'll sack these mercs too. Don't need mercs anymore. I think of mercenaries as a way to buy manpower. I mean, obviously. But it's important that it be short term. So for example, right now, we want to debate the Hansa into fighting us. And by letting them attack our mercenaries are going to take the brunt of the damage instead of our regular troops. So that's the idea in general. Alright, we freed up 2 diplomats. So we're continuing to go from left to right. So we started Portugal, Castile, Aragon, and then we're going to Genoa and Corsica. And will they take... oh, we can't vassalize them, right? Ever so sad. Do we even want to improve relations with someone that we can't vassalize? That doesn't seem right. But again, so that I don't have to think about it too much, I'm just going to do everyone that I did before. So just go along through, and anyone that you've already improved relations with again. Usually when you get 4 diplomats like I have, you really just want to improve relations with the entire world. There's no reason not to. I mean, if you go over 100 relations with somebody, and then you want to go to declare war on them, you lose stability, but that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. I'm having serious manpower problems in general. Alright, the Hansa is almost fully sieged. France is almost ready to concede. New Pope, Pius III, way to pope it up, Mr. Popington. Our Pope is now Ottoman? No, it's a crusade against the Ottoman. It looks like we got a Castilian Pope. Not a big surprise. At one point, Castile actually owned papal influence with all of the potential bishops. I think they freed Rome from Naples, and they got this huge boost to papal influence, and so they're just papal influencing it up. So next we'll do Venice. So we've improved relations with Portugal, Castile, Aragon, Provence, Corsica, and Tuscany, and Rome, and Venice. And then next will be Naples, and then Austria, and Switzerland. And then we'll probably go up to England, and so on and so forth. Basically anyone that we can get to within, you know, a month's march, we need to improve relations with. So let's go for England. Improve relations with England, who has rivaled us and wants us dead. Please don't kill me, England. England, the land of Ing. I don't think I lost much during this war. Although I lost a lot more than I probably should have. Let's see if Denmark is ready for an alliance. We were forced to break ties with Denmark for 5 years as a result of a peace treaty. So pretty soon we're going to be allied with Denmark, but not quite yet. So the reason that the last episode was 20 minutes instead of longer was that Melissa was doing Zumba, which is where you play music and dance to it. And it's like there are all these dancing games like Just Dance and stuff on the Wii that are really fun, and it's exactly that. It's just a dancing game. But instead of you doing it on the Wii, you do it on YouTube or in a classroom or something. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Alright, separate piece from the Hansa. They will concede defeat and give me nothing. I don't think that's a good plan. How about if I take some of your territory because you are right next to me, and that just seems like a good plan. Alright. I'll have a 100% war score against them in a sec. And we're going to have a diplomat. We're going to use this diplomat to declare peace, and this will be the end of the war. First we'll declare peace with the Hansa, hopefully just for Unspruch. Peace for Unspruch. We could get a lot more, but this is already going to upset several people, and it's the only one we can quickly core. So we'll get a lot of money, and we could get some trade power. We can't vassalize the Hansa, obviously. They're actually quite powerful. I'm surprised we only have 33% war score, considering how much of their territory we own. But, you know, we only wanted one territory, and we can get it, so let's take it. And then I'm almost maxed on admin power, but then I get a chance to use it to core this province, so that's pretty cool. Because otherwise it would have just gone to waste, right? Alright, let's go somewhere near the ocean, because typically things near the ocean can hold a lot more troops. See, this Zealand can hold 43,000 troops, so it makes it easiest to bunch up your troops by just saying, okay, where's the nearest ocean tile? We'll go bunch up over there and figure out who's a mercenary and fire all the mercenaries and stuff. So after a war, you should send everyone to the ocean, baby. Send them all to the ocean. Oh, rabble, rabble, rabble. So I read in the interim between the first 20-something turns and this one, I read somewhere that people like to save up like 60 papal influence and then dump it all into the same cardinal, and they said that in general, if you're far enough ahead of the AI, they won't bother to invest in that cardinal at all, and so far that's not proving true, man. Okay, so I want anything on the border with me. That should be good enough. I could get more, but this is already 56 aggressive expansion. I think I'm going to get attacked by Austria and England if I do this, let alone if I do more. So now it's time to consolidate our forces, resist the attacks of people who are very mad that we just did that. Actually, Austria is only... Well, I guess the peace hasn't gone through yet. Alright, there we go. So now Austria has -14. Bavaria, France is -58, Provence is -36, England is -11. So this isn't bad. England and Austria are the ones I really care about, and they don't mind. I wonder about Venice. Venice is only -11. Tuscany is only -2. Trier, some of the other places are pretty low, but whatever. It's fine. That was great. That was a really good war, man. I love that England and Austria, like the two people I'm most worried would attack me, were like, okay, it's time to attack someone that you also want to attack. That just really works out well for us. Alright, so any other things that need to be made core? Dauphin needs to be made core, but it's going to cost 285. What the tits? It's because France invested in making it hard to core their crap. Local nobility, right? I don't know. I think that's part of the feudal idea. Like when France got crippled early on, they knew that people would try to take territory from them, so they researched the thing that makes it hard to take territory off of them. So I think it's time. It's time. Hopefully I can get some peace for a while. Detach mercenaries and send them to the grave. And there's no mercenaries in either of these two places. Look at that. Castile. Oh, they're sending all their troops home. So they had to take the peace with me. It's lucky that they didn't get to take territory off France themselves. Ha 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 ha. The power of making alliances with people that you're competing for territory with. You get to decide that they get no territory. Take that. It's an interesting mechanic, right? If you ally with somebody, the understanding is that you'll defend them and they'll defend you, and if you attack someone, they might help you, but they don't have to. But I think it really hurts Castile, for example, to be allied with me, because France is so weak right now that they should be able to get free territory, but they can't just because I'm preventing it. I don't know what they could change to fix that, but I think something could be done. It doesn't seem like an insurmountable problem. So we're up to a huge pile of money, so that next war we can really dump mercenaries all over the place and just pee on people's mercenary-itude. I wonder if I want to not core these territories, but instead release them as a vassal and then annex the vassal, because this is a ton of administrative power. This is like 1,000 administrative power just for 4 territories. Let's check if we can release a vassal. So, Create vassal. First, let's check who has cores here. Champagne has a core here, and Burgundy, and Burgundy. So we could probably release Burgundy. We could release this as a sovereign nation of Dauphin, and this is Champagne. So we could release them as vassals. I think we should. So this core creation cost me like 280. If I cancel it, am I going to get 280 back? I know that if you cancel it immediately, you get a full refund, and if you cancel it late, you don't. But I don't know if 3% is late enough for it not to get given back. It's a shame I can't, like, ask somehow. I guess I'll just release Dauphin and not Champagne, because I don't want to risk canceling the vassalization and not getting back the stuff that I should. So I already cored Lyonnais, and this is going to give them Lyonnais. And then I'll have to annex them anyway. You know what? Screw it. I don't need administrative power. It's fine. I already have temples and constables. Everything else that comes from administrative power is just okay. It's not great. So we will waste all of our administrative power. So I'm still fully funding my army. It's only $6 to not fully fund my army. It's not really that expensive. So it might be safer just to constantly fully fund my army, because I did just upset a lot of people, and they don't have a truce with me, and Austria is even in a coalition against me. So it might make sense to fund my army. I'm gonna fund them halfway because I'm a little scared, and at the same time I am gonna take an administrative power advisor. Yearly inflation reduction rate. I only have 0.77 inflation, but that's more than 0, right? So I will do that. I could take prestige or production efficiency. What percentage of my cash comes from production? Oh, about 30%. So I could get a 3% income boost from this guy, and a ton of money, but I don't have the money for it. I don't need the prestige. I'll take inflation man. Dear inflation man, you are now mine. Dang, I am rich. I am so rich. Alright, so I think we're good. I'm going to let it run for a bit. Corsica is going to be vassalized diplomatically by us right now. Boom. Vassalized Corsica. That's good times. And then Genoa will hopefully... No, we can't vassalize them. But that's where we're going to leave it. So it looks like... yeah, pretty close to being allied with lots of people. Ooh, we can not quite get this alliance back, but it'll be in 3 days. Done. We are now allied with Denmark again. And I want to get an alliance with... we got Poland, Lithuania, Hungary, Denmark. Hopefully we can get England, and then we'll basically be allied with the entire world. So even though we're not at the head of the world in like any of the scores, what we are in the head of the world with is alliance. We lead an alliance that is the most powerful alliance ever. And that's going to be the end of this episode. So I'll see y'all in a bit. See y'all in a bit.